Hello ratbags, it's Jade. Welcome to another mod showcase video. Today I'm going to be focusing on the mods that the hardcore players don't want you to know about. I did 10 essential mods video a little while ago and some of you guys really responded well, but a lot of you guys were really upset that I was trying to adjust and change the base gameplay of Valheim. So you know what I thought I'd do? I'll showcase even more mods that maybe change the game even more and make it even easier. Always play the game how you want to play, and mods give that option for players. Don't listen to anyone else, you do you. So here are 6 mods that hardcore Valheim players will hate you using. And if you want to try some of these mods on your own servers, remember everyone has to have the mods downloaded, and you can go and get your own server at the Trado. The links you'll find down below with 10% off when you use my code and my link. It's in the comment section. There are timestamps if you want to skip, but the first one is pretty simple. Pretty much take no full damage. So obviously it just does exactly what it says on the tin. You will not take any full damage from any height. It is a little bit annoying sometimes when you've fallen just a tiny little bit and for some reason you die. I mean, that's perfectly acceptable to fall from that kind of height. That's so super realistic. As always, you'll find these on the Nexus mods page. I have done a video showing you guys how to install these kinds of mods and how to adjust stuff in the config file, so check that out, it'll be in the comment section, and all these mods will have their links in the comment section too. But this one's super simple, just install it and that's it. You don't have to actually change anything in the config files, it will immediately stop you from taking damage when you fall. So no wear and tear mod literally does what you think it will do. Effectively, it means it's not going to actually get ruined if you've got some roofs that maybe are looking a little bit down. The screenshot probably does it more justice than I'll be able to show in gameplay, but effectively it will mean that the base, your buildings, anything you've built isn't going to look all horrid and grey. It will remain looking good, but you still need to repair it. It's probably just about on the cusp of maybe some of you hard hats might actually enjoy this one. There's nothing worse than coming home and seeing your dilapidated base, although it does mean that you're going to have to check maybe a little bit more regular to make sure your base is okay and it hasn't got to the point where it's going to reliably fall down and break. Now it's a cosmetic thing, but if you actually do want your bases never to decay, you can actually go into the config files and change it so it disables the rotting completely. And for builders out there, you can make structures completely stable. If you've been looking for some mods that don't maybe take up all of the space like the Valheim Plus or the Forever build, this might be a nice small addition. You are going to have to go into the config files and edit them. You'll find it under this one, D.MR Not So Evil, no wear and tear Valheim, and just simply change the enable wear to false, and likewise with the integrity do the same thing. You may want to go ahead and change both of these, even the default value as well, just in case, to guarantee that it will take both of them settings. Make sure you save it and then go ahead and restart your game. And the I'm No Masochist mod really does suit people that want more of a roleplay experience. It gets rid of the death penalty so you won't lose any of your skills when you die, or you can go ahead and just reduce it. It's increased the smelter and furnace ore and fuel limits by 10, also increased the kiln, and you get more rested bonus that lasts 3 times as long. They've also increased how many pieces it needs in distance to get that comfort bonus. So it's 20 units from 10. And the wagon weight has been reduced by 5 times for the purpose of physics calculations. Something small, but something just a little bit quality of life for people that really don't like being punished when they die. So the loot multiplier pretty much does what you expect it to. You can increase how much loot you get every time you kill an enemy or get any of the items you find in the world. But this one goes even further. You can adjust exactly what you get double of. Maybe there's only a couple types of resources that you really feel are a bit stingy. You can go ahead and increase just them by whitelisting them. On the Nexus mods page for this one, you will also find a list of all the items, so you can go ahead and set up exactly how much of something you want to drop. If you run a server, maybe you're doing an event and you want to see if players can get the most of something, then you can go ahead and increase how many wolf pelts you get. So you've got 1 added leather scraps there. For this one again, you'll find it in the Valheim BepNX config file. Click on the Castix loot multiplier and you go ahead and increase it all. So let's go a bit mad and increase a bunch of stuff, including materials and loot from monsters. To add your own custom list of stuff that's going to drop more, you simply have to go and edit it in the whitelist and pretty much do exactly what it says here. Make sure you click that to true, and you might as well do the default value as well just in case. Then go ahead underneath it and start pasting all the items that you want to be included in the loot tables. As always, make sure you save. So we've got good old pal here on mine. Let's go ahead and kill him. So you can see now I'm picking up stone 5 each one. So all the resources have been multiplied. And we go ahead and kill these boars quickly with a command. You can see they're dropping a lot more scraps. So definitely really useful if you find just the grind for getting some of this stuff a little bit too hard. Okay, so this next one again is maybe for the people that really don't necessarily want to be too cheaty, but they would like to get a little bit more resource from some of the stuff they're mining. Now bearing in mind I have obviously got the 5x mod enabled from the loot, but this is a particular mining one. It actually gives you more chance of getting different types of ores. So it does look like it will give you a little bit more stone as well as normal. But let's go and see if we can actually find some copper. Again, completely customizable. You can make it that it drops certain amounts. You can also change how often you might get rubies, amber pearls and amber from actually mining. And you can even increase how much damage you do with each swing of your pickaxe. So if we take a look, you can see I'm getting a lot more copper. Obviously I have got this also enabled with the extra loot mod, but I'm definitely getting more copper than I should do. And it does give that chance to hopefully get some more things like rubies, amber and the pearls. And of course one of the most contentious issues in Valheim is whether or not you should be able to take your ores through portals. Now again, it's all about how you want to play. As long as it doesn't affect others too much, you do you. But the unrestricted portals mod pretty much does what you expect it to do. You'll be able to take your ores and your metals through portals. Does it destroy the very fabric of the game? Yeah, probably. The whole idea of Valheim is to go exploring. It is to maybe not settle in just one spot. Sure, have your forever home where you want to build and add stuff, but the map is huge. It's all about exploring, but not without any kind of difficulty or challenge. That's what having the portals restrict the yours does. It means that you're going to have to think about the risk in coming back with that stuff, whether or not it'd be better just to craft and make it into something there and then. Pretty much any new biome you're going to visit or area, you should be thinking about making that a new smelting outpost and just craft and get together all your stuff. But for the people that really just want to go ahead and make the realistic gameplay, but with a little bit of extra help getting some of these resources back to their base, then the unrestricted teleporter mod does the trick. It stops you having to mess around with cheats using fly command, etc., or sometimes the cumbersome teleport tools, and it will just give you still an element of immersion in the game. It's one of the most endorsed mods on the website and definitely one of the most downloaded. But on the flip side, you can also do other stuff with it. If again you want to make the game a bit harder, you can actually restrict even more items. You can even add a multiplier for items so that it only allows you to take a certain amount through a portal at once. Just be warned though that if you are setting up a config file, you are going to have to maybe go into it and start a world up first. Now, unlike a lot of the config files that are situated in the BepInEx config folder, you actually have to go into the BepInEx plugins, unrestricted portals, and then you'll find the config folder here. And this is where you can restrict or set it. Restrict all, true. Restrict none, false. And that will relate just to the ores. If you want to change individual items to be added or taken away so that you can't go through the portal with them, then you are going to need to put the names in, put the multiplier, and then whether or not it's restricted or not, true or false. Plenty of instructions on the actual web page. And there we go, just one important thing. Remember, before you start complaining that your game is broke to the developers, make sure it's not one of the mods that is causing the issue. It's always a bit of a worry, and since mods isn't going to be supported properly by the devs, it's always going to be a big thing. So do bear that in mind. As I said, I will cover some more mods in the future as well, and if you've got any that you really think shape or change the game, or you just really enjoy, absolutely let me know. Go and check out the 10 essential mods I've already shown you guys though, and I'll see you ratbags for more Valheim content very soon.